the voice of climbers.
Hello everyone, we are here with a legend, Jeff Mercier, one of the most respected figures into the modern ice climbing world, a French alpinist and explorer. Jeff has been a guide and a rescuer for over 20 years, and from World Cup podiums to the glaciers of Mont Blanc, he has truly redefined the rules of mixed climbing. So, Jeff, it's really an honor to have you here, and thank you for your time, which I know it's precious. That's why I will try to be quick. I just have few questions, which are mostly general curiosities about your life and alpinism.
Okay.
So, if you agree, I will start from the beginning. So, I know you were born in Salange as a pure rock climber, and then you ended up becoming a pioneer of the mixed, extreme, and cold terrain. So, maybe could you walk us through how you first got into climbing, and then what triggered your transition into the ice world and dry tooling world? And yeah, so how did it all start?
It's a good question. I started rock climbing when I was 13 years old. So it was in '83. It was a very quick experience about the risk, because I take my first lesson maybe in June or July, and then in September I had my first accident.
Oh, wow.
I was doing a rappel, and then I do the rappel on just a single piton, and for sure the pitons goes away of the crack.
Oh.
So I fall from 10, 12 meters. So I was alone, and I lost my conscience. And
serious accident.
Yeah, nothing was broken, but I have to come back home with my bike.
Oh, wow.
And told that to my parents. So I stayed 1 week at the hospital. Nothing was broken, but it was a really good experience. I mean, good because nothing was broken. So I understand really quickly that this sport could be really dangerous. So I have always that in mind. And when I speak now with you, I have always in mind the moment where I opened my eyes after the accident, just watching a big piece of rock on my left. And for sure, it was just that from my head.
Wow.
So if I had just
So you were really lucky.
yeah, the result have been really, really different. So yeah, after that experience, I try to take more care about all of the different safe rules.
Yeah.
And I continued to rock climb till I was 20 maybe. And one of my rock climbing friends was a really, really strong ice climber, and he was always speaking about ice climbing when we go rock climbing. But I wasn't at all. I was absolutely not an ice climber. But he speaks so much about that. But I start to dream about ice climbing, and we plan to go ice climbing together. But one more time, the mountain remember us that it could be dangerous, because he died during the summer. Yeah, he was a young guide, and then he has been eaten by a rock fall during an ascent with one of his clients. So for sure, for me, it was not possible to ice climb. So
you never managed to go with him.
I continued to dream about this, and then few years later, one of my friends was able to teach me the base of that sport. Okay. And I don't know why, but I really love that. Because rock climbing is so nice. You climb in the warm, you climb in the sun.
Exactly.
Too far on trim, it's really, really different. And I always love that. Yeah, this afternoon, even if I drive 4 hours from France, I stop at the gym to go climbing.
I got that.
3 hours. And yes, I really love that, climbing during the winter season. So at this moment, it was 93, 94. And for sure, the winter were really different from what we know now. It was a really cold season of 3 months. So it gave us a lot of time to do what we love to do. And with so many days of ice climbing, you grow really quickly.
I see.
Which is really different from now. And at the end of the 90s, so maybe 98 or 99, that winter was not really good. And so we have that idea to climb on the rock to reach the icicle. Because where at this moment I was living in Briançon, which is one of the mecca in France for ice climbing. So we have a really huge cliff called Gramusa, and on that cliff, I can say, the icicles were everywhere, but they didn't touch the ground. So we had to climb on the rock. So we start like this.
Oh, you started with the mixed climbing like this. Okay.
So it was the transition between full ice to dry tooling. The first excuse we find, but it wasn't an excuse at this moment. It was, we want to reach the icicle, and the only solution was to climb. But as it was too cold, we weren't able to climb with our hand. So we have to learn how to climb with that piece of metal, how to put them on the holes. And after years, my skills increase, and now I can do just dry tooling, which means climbing on the rock, even if there's no ice goal. It's just for the fun of climbing on the rock with the axes, which is for me what I have in the back of my head. It's always to learn to do that in the mountain. So I'm a rock climber, but what I love before all is to be in the mountain. It's to climb in the mountain, and for sure to be when you're able to climb with your axes, it makes the thing easy.
Right.
For sure, not in the summer season, but not just since autumn, winter, and early spring. It's always cold.
The seasons.
There's always some snow, so it's more efficient if you know how to use your axes. So it's
to be polyvalent.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was something normal. It was like a river, something really normal. It starts with climbing, and then the ice, and then not so much ice. So dry tooling, but what I learned dry tooling, it's to go in the mountains. Something.
Well,
there's no plan.
Such a cool start. Yes,
it's
like a mean to.
Exactly.
I mean, the only way to reach the detached canvas. Oh, really like this answer. Yeah. So then I know you spent a significant amount of your career in the ice climbing World Cup competitions. So I wanted to ask, looking back, how did you get into the world of competitions, and how was your experience back then in those years?
I have always been a competitor. Before being a climber, I was a skier because my dad is really keen on skiing, and so I learned skiing when I was 3 years old. So it was it was my first sport, and I do only that from 3 years old to, for sure, I said that I start climbing at 13, but till 20 or 25, most of the time of my winter was on the ski.
So you didn't start with ice competitions. You already were competing in ski?
Yeah.
And then in rock climbing, and then in...
Yeah, because I loved the competition.
That's natural.
Yeah, but
it makes sense.
The problem that when you do a camp, you don't enjoy of the place around you. So you go in different place, in different place in Europe, but you just do the trip. You go in the isolation zone, and then you climb on the wall, and then when the camp is finished, you take the plane and come back home. So for me it wasn't enough.
Something missing.
And the fact that you climb on plastic hold, for me it wasn't a problem, because it's always a good experience to climb on different holds, but it was more the fact of doing a trip just to compete.
You traveled a lot for competing.
So I start to speak with my sponsors, say I love to travel, I love to discover different places, but even if I love to do the competition, for me it's much more interesting to do different trip in different country.
Okay.
So they agree with that, and then I stopped the ice climbing World Cup to do more ice climbing trip. But in the same time we create a contest of dry tooling in France called Dry Tooling Style, the DTS. And we changed a little bit the rule of the competition. It was a contest, so we opened around 10 routes. So the guys, all the competitors, they can climb all of the routes, and then we give the prize to the guys before the final.
Okay.
So like this, you can give your best.
Yeah, sure.
And yes, this is born maybe more than 10 years now, and it still exists. And we have different competition every autumn, around 4, and we have a lot of competitors. Some come from Italy, where dry tooling is really popular. It's much more popular, I think, in Italy and a little bit in Slovenia than it is in France now. So yeah, I've never lived the world of the competition because it's like my baby, the dry tooling style contest.
Yeah,
so I continue to climb with the guys when they organize something. But yes, what I love the most is to climb for me in some wild place. But what I can say is that the competition learned me a lot, because you have to be ready when you do a comp. You have to be ready at the right moment. There's no excuse. When it's your time to go, you can say, I have an headache, or my muscles are not warm. No, it's your time and you have to go. And I love this feeling. And it's more or less the same to do the rescue, which is in my job. When you are with the helicopter, when you're in the helicopter, when you have to, before being dropped by the heli to the guy which is hurt, you have to go at this moment. Yeah, like you have to 100%. Be focused. And the competition learns a lot, and I think it's really interesting. It's a really interesting experience.
It is, for sure. And concerning the DTS, I had a question about it.
Yeah.
So to talk a little bit about let's say the why behind the DTS, so the dry tooling style, because I know at some point you decided that heel spurs and figure fours were almost like cheating in mix and ice climbing. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about this rebellion, let's say. How did it start, and how did you actually enforce the rules on yourself?
About the figure four, it's, as I say, when I was climbing on the Ice Climbing World Cup, maybe 80% of the route was just figure 4, figure 9, figure 4. So it wasn't really interesting, because as I have said, I am first a climber, and what I love is to imagine the words, the movements.
Right.
So if you're doing like this from the first hole to the last hole, it's like gymnastic. It's not interesting.
Okay.
If you don't climb with this, you become a rock climber with all of the move that you can do with your feet. So the feet that become really important. You have to find the good hole to do the movement. So it's the main reason. It was not say we don't want figure 4 just to say that. It was just to be much more smart when you climb than just having in mind to do you can do that 1 or 2 times. We have the idea to allow 1 or 2 figure 4 in the routes, but not a route full of the same movement.
Did you apply this in the competitions?
No.
How? No. I mean, no, I don't know how it worked in the competitions.
Not in the competition.
Okay.
I mean, for me, and for all of the guys who climb with this style, it means that we will climb the routes without any figure 4.
Okay.
But when I compete, you have to play with the same rules than the other, because if not, because the guys are all so strong. I try, but for sure. And I remember the last time I win in Norway. I don't remember when it was, 2000 something. When I see the middle of the route, it was 3 pieces of wood, and for sure you have to do fig 4.
Okay.
So I trained specifically with that during the isolation time, because I wasn't able to do the right movement. And I win the comp by just 2 or 3 seconds before the other guys.
Oh, wow.
And for sure, if I have tried to do something else, I wouldn't have been on the podium.
Okay, yeah. I
But
see.
yeah, the only rules that I have, I say it's in another camp, which is the Festiglas. The Festiglas is a competition to take place in Quebec.
Okay. Oh yeah, I
So
read it.
it's a contest of you climb 2 times 1 hour and a half, so 3 hours in total. And when you have your 1 hour 50, you have to climb a lots of routes. And for that, I don't use the fruit boots, which is the light boots of dry tooling.
You don't use it?
Yeah,
You
I
said-
don't use
okay.
it, and I don't do the figure four, which
Okay.
is I can say I am one of the
Very few.
not of the not
I
of
guess
the
so.
all of the computer
Wow.
do that route do
You
that
said
rules
1 hour and 40.
30 minutes, two
Wow.
times 1 hour and 30 minutes.
It's an incredible amount of time.
Yeah, it's like
Wow.
I don't know, maybe 16 routes in 1 hour and a half. They are not really big, but yeah,
Well.
it's a lot of fun.
I personally really admire this philosophy. I admire you. Then I would ask you, like, for a long time, the mountains have been basically your office, both as a guide and as a rescuer for the PGHM.
Yeah.
So, why did you decide to turn your passion into a full-time job? And most of all, how did you manage to balance these two demanding roles together with your career as an athlete? It's like a lot going through.
I have always that idea in mind when I was not a teenager, when I was 20, 22 years old. It's that I don't want to have the relationship based on the money with the mountain. As I've said, I was a ski teacher, and I could have become a mountain guide when I was 24. But I decided to do something else. So I was supposed to work on the factory, which there's a lot of mechanic factory where I am born, in la vallée de l'Arve.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, above, below Chamonix, and between Chamonix and Geneva. And for me, my life will go like this. It means working in the factory from Monday to Friday, and
Full-time.
go in the mountain just during the weekend. So I try that, but after 6 months, I find that it was absolutely not possible to work in the factory, to be inside, to
Right.
stay in the same place for more than 8 hours in the same day. So I tried different things like becoming a teacher, but yeah, it does not work. And then I tried something else, but I forgot. And then I was 27. I have no job, and my parents weren't super happy with,
Right.
with a son like me. So maybe it happens during the winter when I was 27, or the summer. I've been rescued in the northwest of Les Droites.
Okay.
And yeah, when I saw these guys coming with the helicopter, which have been dropped by the thin cable car
Yeah.
cable to put us outside of the face, I said, yeah, it could be something interesting to do. So yeah, I have tried, and then I succeeded on this, and so I become first a mountain
First
rescuer, and 3 years later, I became a mountain guide.
Okay.
And so it was a little bit, it wasn't a plane to work as a full-time job in the mountain, but finally it was the best plan that I could
A
do.
logical solution.
Yeah, and now it works. Yeah, it's natural to do that in the mountain. And when you always, because it means that at this moment I was in Chamonix, so when you fly with the helicopter 2 or 3 days every week, you see where the conditions are the best. So it's
So it's
easy.
also very useful. So let's talk maybe about your shift to exploration, because I know that after decades of pushing the limits into the Alps and actually proving your skills worldwide, like in Scotland or in Canada, at some point you shifted your focus on pure exploration. So I was wondering, what was the turning point that made you, let's say, trade the North Faces in the Alps for the total isolations of places like Morocco or Norway? How did this shift?
Because in the end, even if the Massif du Mont Blanc, there's so many things to do, more than a lifetime. But at the moment, it's always the same track that you follow for the approach, or the same track from the top of the mountain to the valley. And so you always know more or less 80% of the face, because even if you do a new route, you have climbed another route, maybe 50 meters on the left or on one or the other direction. So yeah, doing something outside of the border of the France it makes sense for me. It's that you start as a beginner, because you arrive in a place where you know nothing.
Right.
You don't know where the ice fall will be. You don't know what the risk of the place. So you have to become to think as a new mountaineer, because you have to understand, as I said, the condition that you will find. So that's why I spend so many time outside of the Massif du Mont Blanc, and in very different places, as you have said, in Morocco,
Right.
or in Norway, or in Canada, because it's the real spirit for me of a mountaineer. It's to be in a place that he will discover, and for sure, what is more important is that it's a place that you have to understand to avoid the risk.
Okay, right. Do you have like one trip that stands above the others for, I don't know, like the combination of magnificent environment, the best ice conditions, the most technical climbing that you found, like a place that had the combination of these three things?
One of the best, all of the souvenirs are really good, but one of something that I really love, what I have in mind, it was when I climbed some iceberg in Greenland.
Okay.
Yeah, because even if it was not super technical, it was never higher than 20-25 meters. It was really demanding, because I solo all of the iceberg, and I was in the middle of the ocean.
Wow.
Without not a big safety team. There's only a whole guy who drove his boat, and who put me on the iceberg.
So wild.
Some guy was coming to film, but there's no safety team, so I have to be really focused on what I was doing. And I really love that, because we spent 3 different days in the sea, climbing more than 11 icebergs. And it was a really good trip, and I have always in mind to try to redo that kind of trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Something that you can find in the mountain, like the ice, and when you put it close to the sea, is something.
It's the perfect combination.
It's a perfect combination, because if we have time, I have a real passion for free diving.
Oh wow.
So it was perfect. Sometimes I
both.
was free diving above the iceberg, and the other day I was climbing
Freezing,
the iceberg.
I guess.
It was a really good souvenir.
Wow. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I would have like 1,000 questions more, but I think we run out of time.
Yeah, I hope that's your...
Maybe I will ask you in a different condition if you have time. Okay, so thank you so much. It was
Merci
really inspiring. And I guess we'll see you on the ice and on the stage tonight. And yes, thank you so much.
Merci.
The Voice of Climbers.